Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Fine Print, hosted by yours truly, Tiffany Fine. So we got all the beginning stuff out of the way, right? Yesterday, the day before, I did like the first recordings that I had done. But this is actually why I wanted to start the podcast to begin with, is to go into the day to day and some of the fun stuff that I get to do in my job. So I last week I got a chance to meet with one of the executives of one of our groups, and he had expressed a little bit of a concern on a transition that they were going through in their dealership and getting and helping get sales and finance aligned. So he asked me to join in on their sales meeting this morning. So it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll be heading on the road. It's about 2 hours away. So we're just going to have some fun today, help the dealer group. I went over some training that I'm going to do with them this morning. A lot of it really being, making sure that because they're going through a change. They were originally, the salespeople were doing F&I, and they did not have a designated F&I department. So now they have a designated F&I department. And for the last couple of months, we've been working through and training the new finance manager to get them more comfortable in that position, make sure that the staff is more comfortable, but there's still been it's been a little bit clunky. So we're going to go in and just kind of make sure that the salespeople understand that it is the finance manager's responsibility to be speaking about products, and all they have to worry about is selling the vehicle. So some of the training techniques with that is for one, validating the fact that they have been doing this for a while and making sure they know they're not doing anything wrong, but we've gone through a change and we need to acknowledge that change. And it is a good thing for them. It makes their job a lot easier. If all they have to do is focus on selling the vehicle, they don't need to overcome objections when it comes to any of the coverages that are offered on the vehicle. Their job actually just got a lot simpler. And to have that trust in the finance manager, because some people's pay plans are set up to where the salespeople make money on what the products are sold in the back end of the deal. So making sure that there is a trust aspect as well, that that finance manager is designated to do that job and he does it well. So let's make sure that we trust him to go over all of the objections. Don't make his life more difficult by him having to overcome the third objection because they've already had the discussion with you out on the floor. So getting to be a part of those sales meetings, it's not something that we do on a regular basis. I mean, I think some of our dealer groups enjoy it a lot more than others. Some people just are kind of stuck in their ways. It's a huge benefit. Actually, I was talking to the executive last week about it. It's funny because even in a dealership setting, you have that dynamic where, like when we were kids and our parents would tell us no, we might talk back or argue or, give a little bit more resistance. But if like their friend or the neighbor went in and told us something, like we would immediately follow the rules. It's a little bit different when it's someone that they work with every day that's been telling them the same thing every single day. And it's not that they're not listening, it's just they know that they can get away with it because they get away with other things. But when someone else comes in and kind of reiterates the same information, it's just from a different person, it oftentimes hits home a little bit differently, and you might as well try it. So that's a little bit of the approach that we're going to do today is, hey, we've been, trying to tell you guys, stop doing this, stop doing this. Okay, now in the morning meeting, we're going to let you know that like this is no joke. We have changed. This is not up for debate. This is how we are functioning moving forward. So that's a little bit about my day. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I'm sure I'll either record again afterwards because the day as I always think I have a plan, and then that plan always goes out the window once I get somewhere and the day takes a little life of its own. So we'll see what it all turns out to at the end of the day. Um, Other than that, you guys, again, please like, follow, share, do all the things. I'm going to shorten the videos a little bit because I really don't want to talk about myself and talk to myself for that long. I was going to do this video in the car, and then I realized that I switched vehicles with my husband and I don't have like a docking station or anything in his truck. So I eventually will get to that point where I'm just out there chatting with you guys in the vehicle. Um, I I was getting ready this morning, and I just want to leave you with a little tidbit because I think it's really important. What we do to fuel our bodies and get ourselves ready for the day to be of optimal performance is very similar to a vehicle, right? Like my German vehicle has to have premium fuel in it in order to perform at optimal capacity, right? And I do the same thing with my body. before I came up here to record this, I was downstairs and I was getting all my meal prep ready. I am on the road all the time. And that was a little bit nerve-wracking when I took on this role was how am I going to feed myself and make sure like I don't want to eat fast food on the go all the time. So I got myself a cooler. I've still meal prep my food. I have protein bars, I have electrolytes, I have my ginger shots, I have all the things that so that I can show up at these dealers my absolute best self. There is nothing dragging me down. I don't have greasy food in my system or a hangover from the previous day. Like we are ready to rock and roll and take on the day. And then I can then transfer that energy to the people that I'm training. If I'm not the best version of myself, how do I expect to get that from anyone else? So it's a huge part of my job as well. And I'm very, very mindful of what it is that I'm bringing to the table and that I'm practicing what I preach. Because oftentimes, if I have someone that's struggling, we'll tackle even their personal life. Hey, so what are your habits in the morning? What does it look like for you when you're getting ready? Like, are you just getting up out of bed and rushing and then running out the door? Or are you setting yourself up for success and giving yourself the time to collect your thoughts, prepare yourself for the day, line out what that all looks like? So, again, those are little things that I thought stood out to me this morning because I was like, oh, this is actually, I mean, it's become absolute second nature to me now, but it did take time to get there, especially with working on the road. So anyway, I'll give you guys a little bit of an update of what today turned out to be and how the training all went. I hope you guys have a great day. Fike, Fike, follow, like, subscribe, do all the things. Hey, that's something that I would typically edit if I had the patience or capacity to do so. But yeah, follow, like, subscribe, do all the things, share it with all your friends. Let's have some fun together. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.